back. It's the worst economic crisis that Sri Lanka is facing. There are 10-hour-long power cuts, shortage of medicines and skyrocketing inflation in the country. As Sri Lankans faint in day-long queues for fuel and swelter through, absolutely horrifying blackouts. There are candle lights that are substituting for electricity. Anger is mounting. My colleague Shrija brings us the latest.
Well, we are standing right outside the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, one of the largest fuel suppliers for Sri Lanka and also for Colombo. And what we see right here, we can show you visuals that there's huge long serpentine queues that's been made right outside this particular fuel station. And yes, of course, what's also important to note over here is in fact Sri Lanka, that's been in deep economic crisis, has been seeing a steady increase in terms of the fuel pricing. For example, for today's going rate, if you're looking at petrol, the petrol's going rate, what we're looking at is nearly 254 rupees. And when we spoke to the people right here, what they also tell us is that in fact it was at least about 137 per litre. And this is just about a month ago, which means an increase of nearly 117 rupees just in a matter of 1 month. So we are also looking at where the price of petrol has been increased twice in just as many as 2 or 3 weeks right now. So definitely is burning a huge hole in the pockets of people. Let me go across to the common man who's feeling as far as this particular economic crisis concerned. So joining us right now is in fact an auto driver. Your good name?
I'm Nimal.
Nimal. Okay. For how long have you been driving the auto?
In 4 years now in Colombo.
It's been 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you any time, plunged into an economic crisis like this, as bad as this, before?
Pardon?
Something as bad as this that's happening right now, has it ever happened to you before?
Yes. Before very good, but too much problem in now because petrol are going up. Before 2 months, once 77, it means 177 for 1 litre. Now it will go up. Now 254 rupees. That's very expensive.
Okay. We also see that the tourism sector has not really picked up very well. But how exactly are you managing? How are you ensuring you're getting through the day? Because earlier you could do so, you could manage. But now how are you managing your expenses, daily expenses?
That is very difficult. Because before we can earn maybe 5,000, 3,400, 4,000 rupees. But same figures earn in the today also, but very expensive. Petrol going up and our family expense and other things very going up. So very difficult living in Sri Lanka.
NDTV reporting from Colombo, right outside the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. What we see right here is over 20 organizations which includes working professionals, lawyers and also Sinhala organizations. They have all come together protesting right outside the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, demanding the resignation of the governor and also the finance minister. Now all that they have been saying right now is it's been several weeks that the government has been reassuring them several times despite the kind of distress the common man has been facing. Not really any of the help has reach them. So if we could go across to the people over here who are joining us on NDTV. What I did see here is y'all were entering the gates of Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Did y'all try to speak to the officials? What did they tell you?
We demanded the resignation of the governor of Central Bank because he got so many allegations against him. All of them are corrupt allegations. So we demanded the resignation because he's not running the central bank independently. He's running according to the family instructions. The family is the most corrupt family in the history of Sri Lanka, which is the Rajapaksa family. So we're demanding the finance minister's resignation as well. The finance minister Finance minister is 100% American. He's not a Sri Lankan. I don't know how he managed to get the position of a finance minister because he's not a Sri Lankan. So they changed the legislation in the parliament so that their brothers can join the family of thieves to rob the country. Now the country has no foreign reserves. They sold the gold in the country. They have robbed the country left, right and center. Now we are really the begging bowl of the world. We are so embarrassed that we have to go and ask for 100 million from this country, 100 million from that country. Right. We are so embarrassed. We are a proud nation with so much resources and we are the begging bowl of the world, all because of the Rajapaksa family looting the people, looting the country, looting the central bank.
I'm an IT person, IT entrepreneur, but we have nothing to do because we have our own projects, spending various amount of money and time, no electricity, no equipment to buy, no repair, because they are doing nothing, but we have to spend our lives on the road. I am one of the voters of this corrupted government. Now we have no hope, nothing. Why we voted? Why we vote our young vote? Because of we have our future. We saw our future, but nothing for us.
Outside Sri Lanka's crisis-hit central bank, protesters strain at the barricades. The army tries to hold the line. Finally, they are let in. Their target, the Rajapaksa family, which currently rules Sri Lanka.
We are the begging bowl of the world, all because of the Rajapaksa family looting the people, looting the country, looting the central bank.
In another part of the city, kilometer-long queues snake towards petrol and diesel stations. Fuel, like food and medicines, in short supply. Nimal owns an auto, says he had to take a second job to keep up with the soaring fuel prices, which have shot up by 30% since the last 2 weeks.
Before 3 months, my family, my house, 2,000 rupees per a day. Before, now it will going up 3,500 rupees, more 1,500 rupees.
This man owns a tour and travels company.
After this crisis, our vehicle price gone up, fuel price gone up, spare parts price gone up, tire price gone up. So we have to control everything anyhow.
It is a very, very, difficult situation because we just had a very young person telling us that, he's an IT person. Where does he have to go? They have all come to the streets. And just like his story, there are many others across, not just across Colombo, but also across Sri Lanka as well. In Colombo, with camera person Govind Murthy, Srija for NDTV.